Hey guys, so today's topic of conversation is the latest film from the Safdie brothers, and it is called Good Time. Good Time is set in modern day New York and looks at the relationship between two brothers called Connie and Nick, who are played by Robert Pattinson and co-director Benny Safdie. The film starts with an effective scene that bears a striking resemblance to the opening scene of The Dark Knight. A camera slowly zooms in on the shiny exterior of a building as a synchronized score builds up some tension, followed by a bank robbery. And sandwiched between these events is a touching scene which introduces us to our characters. Nick, who is mentally handicapped and hard of hearing, is in the middle of playing a word association game with a court-mandated therapist. Benny Safdie is superb here. He does such a great job of showing just how fragile Nick is. In this scene, he's so agitated and sensitive. And then Connie bursts into this interview and steals his brother away so he can be his wingman in his bank robbery. It's a very telling scene because it reveals a lot about the two brothers, but it also gives the audience a clue as to what we're in for, because there's a lot of quiet, tender moments amongst all the chaos. The bank robbery is very quiet but intense. There's no guns, no hostages, just a silent exchange between the bank teller and the two brothers passing notes to each other. They get away with $65,000, but an ink bomb goes off in their getaway vehicle, and then Nick gets busted as they try to flee on foot. With his mentally handicapped brother in Rikers Island, Connie then becomes determined to rescue his brother. This is the moment where Connie then becomes the focal point of the narrative. He's an improviser, and he acts emotionally and irrationally at each coming obstacle. He asks his girlfriend, played by Jennifer Jason Leigh, to pay the last 10 grand for his brother's bail money, but the plans then change when the bail bonds guy tells him that his brother has been transferred to an intensive care hospital. And what follows is an almost comedy of errors styled thriller which takes place over one night, where Connie attempts to break his brother out of hospital, and along the way he meets a bunch of eclectic characters which then get sucked into his destructive vortex, including Buddy Duress as Ray and newcomer Talia Webster, who plays Crystal. Despite the time frame for this film being essentially just one night, it's remarkable how well constructed the supporting characters are. The only character that I felt was a bit of an odd choice was Barkhad Abdi as the security guard. It seems odd having an Academy Award nominated actor in such a minor role. He's by no means bad, but when his name's in the trailer, you assume he's got a lot more to do than what he's given. Robert Pattinson has finally found the role that proves he's more than just a franchise heartthrob. He's a genuinely magnetic leading man. His interpretation of Connie is that he is a scumbag, but he does have a heart. He's a complete user, but he's not violent, and he will manipulate people to get what he wants, but he knows that he's toxic. He has a few moments in this film where his facial expressions alone are his best bits of acting because they convey so much subtext. It's very subtle, but it's very good acting. The Safdies managed to keep the story moving at a great pace without losing any of the emotional heft at the start of the film. There are a few scenes in the middle which people will say are a bit slow, but for me, I thought these were some of the best bits in the movie. I found it fascinating to watch how Connie's mind works, constantly thinking on his feet and manipulating people to get what he wants. The camera work in this is stellar. The Safdie brothers use a lot of very intense close-ups which really amplify that feeling of anxiety that Connie's constantly feeling. The pulsating electronic score by Onetrix Point Never and the use of neon lighting really reminds us that we're in a city that never sleeps, and it complements the grungy aesthetic really nicely. So guys, to conclude, Good Time is a dark but amusing bank heist gone wrong film with a career best performance from Robert Pattinson. It's got a very strong supporting cast, a retro 80s score, very intense camera work, and it will cement the Safdie brothers' reputation as two directors to watch out for. So guys, I'm gonna give Good Time an 8 out of 10. So yeah guys, quick question, what's your favorite bank heist film, or heist scene for that matter? God knows there's plenty of options out there. Whatever you think, you can let me know in the comments section below, or you can catch me here on Twitter. Thanks so much for watching guys. For more things related to movies, TV, and popcorn culture, I'm Luke Hayfield, and I'll see you next time.